Okay, so we've written some styles here, and this is where we've got up to. So in this lesson, we'll be styling the contents of our left and right boxes. We'll be getting them to look like this, okay? So let's start with the left box. So if we go into our HTML, we have the left, which is has a P element. So if we target the P element by going through, saying something like hashtag left, directly to left, and find the first child P. Okay, so we say font family, Helvetica, new. We can default to Arial, we can default to serif. Okay, so we could put the font size to be 48 pixels, and we can put the margin to be 0 pixels. And if we have a look, refresh our screen, we can see we've got a couple of things to change, the color and the weight needs to be a bit thinner. Okay, so if we start with font weight, we could use something like 100, and the color is white. And let's have a look. Okay, that's looking good. If we compare it, we could see the $1,200 is slightly thicker. So to target just the $1,200, we introduce an element called span. So we write span like this, and we wrap it around $1,200. Okay. So now in our style, we can say we could target the span. So copy this. We could paste it here, and we could say within P, find span. We want to change a few things. So within span, we could want to change the size to be 70 pixels, so slightly bigger. We want to change the font weight. We want to get it to be greater than 100. Okay, so 200 should do. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it's $1,200 is bolder than the rest of the content, which is what I want to do. Okay, so I will leave it at that. So we have on the right side, we have this content to style. So we're going to come back into our style, and we can target the right ID, and within it, find the P paragraph, and we can set the styles for the font size is 14 pixels. The font family is Georgia, and we could default to Arial, and we can default to serif. Okay, so that's fine. The color is hashtag E6E6E6. Okay, and let's have a look. So if we refresh, that's okay. So the spacing between the lines, the line height needs to increase a bit. So if we come back in here, the font size is 14, so we want a line height greater than that. So we could go for line height 16 pixels, 16. Okay, so if I can save this and refresh, we'll leave it at that. Okay, so the next bit now is to target our address part of it. So if we're going to address, and I could leave it at this, but I can target it more specifically, like so. Okay, so if we refresh, if we type the font family, I can copy this section here and paste it here. Okay, and I can add the color, and the color would be hashtag E6E6E6, and just scroll down a bit. So here, if we come back and check it out, so we have the default style for address is italic, So we could change that to default by saying font style, and we could give it normal. So this will fix it for us, okay? So that's good. And we have the spacing on the left side to deal with. The padding needs to be sorted out. And let me just increase this content a little bit. It's a bit too small. Copy this and duplicate it so we have a bit more content. Okay, refresh and we have a bit more there. Okay, so in this lesson we've styled the left and the right block contents. We have some spacing to deal with, the padding and not quite there yet, but we'll concentrate on dealing with that in the next lesson. So this padding here and there will be dealt with, and that is the end of this lesson, and I will see you in the next lesson.